So my name is Mark Gray. I'm a program manager at Microsoft. I'm here representing a team of people as well as a community. I am lucky enough to work at Microsoft and be able to work on open source software. So my job, or the team that I work on's job, is to make sure open source software works well with Azure. So what I'm going to talk to you about today is Terraform, Jenkins, and Ansible, how to use those in a pipeline to deploy to not only Azure, but multiple clouds and what have you. So we'll go ahead and get started here. So what this looks like, I'll give you a couple of different examples. So there are a couple ways that you can do DevOps with Azure or multiple clouds. We have, obviously, the Microsoft way of doing it, the newly announced DevOps with the boards and pipelines and all of that kind of stuff. But they're also open source. And from a Microsoft perspective, we want you to do what works for you. So if you're good, or if you're really comfortable with Jenkins, then you should use Jenkins in your deployment to deploy to Azure, and it should be a great experience and a first-party experience there. So even if you are using the tooling from Microsoft, the DevOps tools, we allow you to do things like you don't want to use the repo from the DevOps tooling, you want to use GitHub, go for it. Use that, and you can use that as a tool as well. And if you're using open source, you can use open source tools throughout your whole process to deploy to Azure, from everything from Trello all the way through Ansible and Elk Stack and stuff like that. And you can do anything in between. So you can use most of the Microsoft tools, the boards and repos and pipelines, and have that work with Jenkins. So Jenkins is really, really good at CI. If you want to do your CI with Jenkins and use the pipelines to do the CD, you can do that as well. So all of these scenarios, including other ones, should work great for you. From an open source perspective, Microsoft and most people recognize that open source is here to stay. It's not going away. And we embrace that from the perspective of wanting it to work with Azure. But not only that, we embrace it from the perspective of participating in the community. So Microsoft, most people probably don't know, but Microsoft is one of the biggest contributors to open source out there. So everything from partnering with other companies to contribute to Kubernetes, developing new stuff for Kubernetes extensions like Draft and Helm and stuff like that, to any number of different projects. So in addition to contributing to those things, we contribute to open source software that we don't own and do integrations to it to make sure that it works well with Microsoft. All right. So what does this, or what could this look like from a CI/CD pipeline perspective? One of the good examples that we have here is having Git and Jenkins doing your CI/CD pipeline. And some of the examples of integrations are integrations that we've done with Ansible to work with Jenkins, so that you can have a good experience when you're using Jenkins to deploy using Ansible, as well as Terraform and Packer and all of those things like that. So, all right, so what I'm going to focus on today, because my team owns these things, is Jenkins, Ansible, and Terraform. So I'll just kind of dig in now for a few minutes before jumping into a demo on each of the different products to kind of give you an idea of what kind of integrations we've done there and how you can use those to do deployments to Azure or any other cloud. So Jenkins is one of the first projects that my team started investing in from an integration perspective. So it's pretty mature in that it works really well with Azure. So we have, for each of the different products, we have a documentation hub, and the documentation hub has examples. It's got documentation on the integrations. It's got quick starts, so you can get up to speed quickly on how these things work. And for Jenkins in particular, because it's a server, we not only do the integrations, but we give you a way using a quick start to actually deploy Jenkins in the cloud. So in Azure, you can use that to get it up and running, and it has integrations and things like that built into it already. A couple of the really cool things with Jenkins integrations with Azure are the build agents. So most people that are using Jenkins have build agents that sit there and do nothing most of the time. With the integrations that we've done with Azure, you can actually use build agents, be it VMs or containers, to actually do your build. So the containers or the VMs will spin up, they'll do your build, and then they'll spin back down, so you don't have to have these things running on a regular basis. You can do, if you have 10 builds that come in at the same time, you can spin 10 systems up, do the builds, and those things will go back down, so you reduce the queuing and stuff like that as well. In addition to that, we do some continuous delivery. So we allow, from a Jenkins perspective, for you to actually deploy your code once it's been built. So Jenkins will do the build, and then we have integrations right in with Azure, so you can actually get those things out and deployed to things like Kubernetes. So you can use AKS to actually deploy those things. You can deploy to functions. You can deploy to VM scale sets. You can deploy to app services as well. So those are some basic ways of doing deployment. So if you have some simple configurations that you want to do that you can deploy, you can make use of those. So the other thing is Ansible. So again, we have a document hub here for Ansible that goes through those quick starts and stuff like that. Ansible and Terraform, which I'll talk about in just a minute, has integration with the Cloud Shell. How many of you are familiar with the Azure Cloud Shell? All right, good. So one of the really cool things about getting up to speed with these things with the Cloud Shell is you can open up the Cloud Shell and all of the stuff is installed for you already. You don't have to go through the process of figuring out how to install it and all that kind of stuff. So Ansible is one of those tools that is just there in the Cloud Shell. So you can get in the Cloud Shell, start using Ansible to actually do provisioning as well as configuring of your systems and stuff like that without having to install it. We also have Visual Studio Code integration. So you can do things like have auto completion, you can have syntax highlighting, and you can do stuff like that in Visual Studio Code. So it actually makes it so you can actually deploy much quicker and use that stuff much quicker. The big area, or one of the big areas that we invest in from an Ansible perspective is modules. So from an Azure perspective, you need the modules to be there so that you can actually configure the things in Azure. So we have an ongoing initiative to actually make sure that we have the coverage of modules with Ansible. And then we have some sample playbooks and stuff like that that are available from the Cloud Shell. I'm sorry, from the Document Hub. I'm not going to go through this whole list of things in Ansible. We cover all kinds of different things already with Ansible. You can do provisioning as well as configuration with Ansible in Azure, and everything from virtual machines to Kubernetes to IaaS and PaaS and everything like that. But one of the things that a lot of people don't know is if there's not coverage from a module perspective, you can still use Ansible to configure those things using either the ARM template in Ansible or the REST API. So you can actually use the modules for those things that exist in Ansible, and for the things that don't exist, you can fall back to those things and then adopt the more robust modules when they come out. All right, so the next release of Ansible is version 2.7, and there are a whole bunch of new things that are coming there. We're actually enabling the web app scenario, so you can deploy using Ansible to Azure web apps directly. And then we're doing some enhancements around containers and databases and networking and stuff like that. So we are continuing to invest and will continue to invest in Ansible. And then in VS Code, one of the cool things that we're adding there is the ability to actually deploy to a remote Linux server directly from Visual Studio Code. So it takes care of all of the stuff under the hood, getting the files there and all that kind of stuff, and then you can just run those things on the remote server. It uses SSH to do that. So, all right, so Terraform, like the other two, we have a document hub for Terraform as well. And that has the same kind of stuff. It's got examples, it's got quick starts and all of those kinds of things that get you up to and running really quickly. We also have integration with the Cloud Shell. So if you go up to the Cloud Shell, you can use Terraform right there and start deploying your infrastructure. One of the things that a lot of people don't know that's relatively new is we actually have integration with syntax highlighting in the Cloud Shell editor. There are a number of people that call the Cloud Shell editor VS Code in Cloud Shell, but it's really not. It's a separate thing. But you can go in there and actually author your Terraform configuration and actually see that you're doing the right things and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. And then we have continuing investments in Terraform resources and Terraform module registries. My team is focusing on the resources because the resource coverage needs to be there for module coverage to get there because modules build on top of resources. So that's one of the things that we're focused on right now. And from a Terraform perspective, the coverage, and I've been asked this a number of times since being here, the coverage from a Terraform perspective, from an IaaS perspective, we have the majority of scenarios covered, if not all of the scenarios. So if you want to do something, provisioning VMs, networking, and all that kind of stuff with Terraform, it's covered and it works in Azure. PaaS is pretty good. Some of the primary scenarios like containers and web apps and things like that are covered, and we're adding to that on a regular basis. We do have the luxury in Terraform in our provider to release on a really frequent cadence. We probably average every week and a half, 2 weeks, we're releasing a new provider that has new resources and bug fixes and all that kind of stuff in there. And I want to encourage you to go to GitHub and create issues and stuff like that for the Azure provider. If there are things that you need that are not there, if you have issues with the resources that you're using, we do look at that and are active on it on a regular basis. So it does matter to us and it helps us prioritize things. So definitely go do that. So what we've done in the past short while from a Terraform perspective, we've added new resources and data sources, and you can take a look at this afterwards, and added enhancements, and that's the syntax highlighting that I mentioned. So in the Cloud Shell, you can just go code dot, and it opens an editor, and then you can see your highlighting, your syntax highlighting from a Terraform perspective. All right, so let's jump into a demo here real quickly. So what I'm going to do for my demo is I'm going to walk through an example of deploying to a web service using Ansible. I have another session on Terraform that'll dig in more deeply to Terraform, so I would encourage you, if you want to learn more about Terraform, come to that session. It's tomorrow afternoon. So what I'm going to do here is kind of give you an example of what kind of extensions we have for Jenkins and Ansible and stuff like that. So Jenkins, how many of you actually use Jenkins? Okay, how many of you are here to learn more about Jenkins? All right, Ansible? Terraform? All of the above? All right. So anyway, so we'll work through these as examples so you have an idea of what kind of deployment you can do here. So I have a pipeline that we've set up here to actually deploy a web app to Azure using Ansible and some plugins for Jenkins itself. So this has been run a number of times. It works, and I will go ahead and log in here. But what I'm going to do is make a quick change and redeploy it, and then show you where the plugins are and stuff like that. So I will go ahead and check the configuration here, and this is the pipeline definition. So we have a number of things that I want to call out here. Just a definition. It's a simple Jenkins configuration. There are some environment variables here that are defined in the configuration, and then we have simply a script down here that is being pulled from GitHub that defines what Jenkins does, what the steps are and stages and all that kind of stuff. And I'll show you that right now. So if I come over here, this is the Jenkins file that defines, can you see that okay? I'll make it a little bigger. Better? You can see that in the back? All right, so this is a standard Jenkins file, and there are two stages. There's a build stage, and the build stage just goes and does a typical Java build. So it uses Maven to do a build of a Java app, and then it changes the name of the output of that so that it can be used in another step. And after that, we do the deployment stage, and there are a couple different plugins here that we have that we're using. The first one is an Azure AD plugin, so you can actually authenticate in a secure way to Azure from Jenkins. So that is this guy right here. So this is a Azure Credentials plugin to Jenkins that we put together and put out there. And it lets you authenticate with service principals, MSIs, or Active Directory itself in a secure way, so you don't have to figure out what to do with secrets and all that kind of stuff. So actually what I'm going to do here, I'm going to kick this off real quickly. I'm going to make a quick change to this guy, Ignite demo for MCG. Do a save, and I'm going to run and build that guy. So that's going to kick off a new build, and you'll see here in a second that this build kicked off. All right, so while that's doing that, I'm going to finish talking about this stuff. That should just take a minute or two to run. So that's this credential, and what this allows you to do is run different steps using the credentials that you set up in a secure way with that plugin. And those steps actually use the Ansible plugin. So what this does is this is taking advantage of two different things. The Ansible plugin allows you to use multiple versions of Ansible. So the first step here is it tells you which installation of Ansible you want to use in this step. So you could have multiple different versions of Ansible that are used in the different steps, and that specifies which one that is. And then there's the playbook that you want to use to actually do the Ansible deployment. So if we look at that, it's a standard Ansible configuration, and what that's doing is basically it's got two steps in here. It is creating a resource group, so it's making sure that resource group that I want to deploy this web app to exists, and then it creates a app service plan that the app is going to use in its deployment. So it is a Java app service plan with Tomcat 8.5, so you have those specific details. So the last step here is publishing the application. So this is a Jenkins plugin that allows you to actually publish an application directly, and that failed for some reason. But so it actually uses Jenkins to actually do that last deployment step. You could do that with Ansible as well, but in this particular case, just to show how it works, you can actually mix and match those things. So that is that deployment. So if I come back here, it looked like my build failed for some reason. Where'd that go? All right. Not sure where that happened, but hopefully that gives you a good idea the integration that we have with Ansible and Jenkins with Azure. And from there, I will, before I open it up to questions, I will jump back here real quickly. So as I mentioned, my team deals with Jenkins, Ansible, and Terraform. That's not all of the open source we do at Microsoft, obviously. We have teams that work with Chef and Packer and any number of other different open source projects. It is something that we are passionate about at Microsoft and want to make, so anyway. So from there, I will answer any questions that you have. Oh, fill out the evaluation. Does anyone have any questions? Yeah. So the question is, for Jenkins to work with Azure, do you need extensions? You don't need extensions for it to work with Azure. The extensions make it easier. So the Azure credential one, as an example, allows you to actually use, you don't have to figure out how to secure the credentials and stuff like that. But it also allows you to do some provisioning in an easy way to web apps or Kubernetes or what have you. So, any other questions? All right, I'll give you, looks like I have 30 seconds or so, so not too bad. Thanks, everyone.